the question. The function accepts two positive integers r and unit and a positive integer array r of size n as its argument. R represents the number of books present in library. Unit is the amount of book or number of book each student read, and each ith element of an array R represents the number of books present in I plus 1th shelf number, where I is always greater than or equal to 0. So there is a library, and library contains number of books, R number of books, and there is an array. Library doesn't contains R number of book. Library contains books, total books, which are in the form of shelf. Each shelf have a specific number of books, and it is given in the array. Ith element represents the number of books on each shelf. That is, 0th shelf have the number of books present in the 0th location of array. We have to return -1 if array is null, return 0 if total number of books from library is not sufficient for all students and computed values lie within the integer range. So we have to check if the books in library are sufficient for the student or not, where 7 is the number of student and unit is the number of books required or read by each student, and n is the number of shelf in the library, and this is the array, that is n is the size of array, and we have to find output. So there are 7 students and unit is 2, that means each student reads or requires 2 books. So 7 into 2 is equal to 14. The total amount of book required for all students is equal to R into unit. Number of books in the first shelf means we have to find the sum of books from first shelf to the last one, and every time we add or we put the sum of books from the specific shelf, we have to check whether the amount of or the sum of books or the number of books is sufficient for this number of students and their book requirements. So 2 plus 8 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 18, which is greater than 14, which is the amount of books required for all students, and we got this number 18 from the number of books in first 4 shelves. Means first 4 shelves are sufficient, are enough to fulfill the need of 7 students who reads 2 books each. So output is 4. So we have to write the function for this problem. So let's start, and we have to return unit, or we have to return integer value -10 or a specific number. The number is how many shelves are sufficient to fulfill the need of students. So we will define the function here. The function name will be solution, and which accepts the arguments R, which is the number of students, unit, the books required for each student, then array, and then n, which is the size of an array. And let's indent the function. Now first we will check if there is a shelf or not, and how many shelves are there in library. So first we will check if n is equal to 0 means, or n is less than equal to 0. If the number of shelves is 0 or less than 0, that is negative number, then we cannot proceed further. So we will print here. No, we have to return the number which is -1, the array is null. So we will return -1 here, else the number will be always positive. So else we will write the code here by taking indent. So here we will write our code by checking the array of size of array. So first we will create a total books required, that is 7 into 2. So total required is equal to r into r into unit, then we will create a variable for sum, because we are checking the how many shelves are sufficient to fulfill the need of 7 students, which reads unit books each. So for this, for the sum of array, we will take one variable, that is total available, and we will initialize to 0. Then we will use for loop for this. So for shelf in array, we will check. First we will find the sum for first two numbers. So total available is equal to this h. This shelf is a particular element in the array from index 0 to the index 7. So we will get an addition. So after taking one addition, we will check if total required is less than equal to total available, that is total available should be greater than or equal to total required amount of books. So if it is yes, then we will break. First we will return let's return shelf, and here is a twist. So I want to so I write this code to understand you the twist here. So for now I am writing shelf return here. So after that requirement is fulfilled, so I will break the statement here. Okay, and even we go to the all conditions, all array, and we cannot fulfill the requirements even though we take addition of all elements in array. We will return here my 0 here. So again we will check condition. If total required is greater than total available, we will return 0 only, and then this is our code finished. Now we will use our function here. So first array is equal to, let's put these elements according to the question given here. So I will copy these elements from here, and we have to put comma in between these values. So there are total 8 values. Then n is 8, r is equal to, let's say, 7, and unit is equal to 2. Now we will create one more variable answer is equal to the function which returns the answer, that is solution, and we will pass the values according to the parameters in the solution while we defining the function. So unit here, r here, array n, and we will print the answer here. Now I will show here you a twist. So here you will get answer 5, and why 5? Let me tell you. Here we are returning shelf, that is the element which is used last, that is 5, which is at the number 4 for us, and which is at the number 3, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, that is number 3. But we have to find how many shelves are sufficient to fulfill the requirement of r number of students which reads n unit books each. So here is the answer is wrong, because we use for shelf in array, that is for every element in array. So we have to use one more variable here, that is count, and we will initialize it to 0, and we will also increment the count by 1 each time until we do not get the answer. So let's see what happens here, and we will return count here first. So again let's see, and the answer is here. So if I put here the books read by each student is 3, then 7 into 3 will become 21, and the sum of arrays, let's see, 2 plus 8 10, 10 plus 3 is 13, 13 plus 5 is 18, which is not sufficient. So let's again try for one more element further. So 18 plus 7 is equal to 25. So 25 is sufficient to fulfill the requirement of 8 students. So what we should get answer now? We should get answer 5, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see the answer. Yes, we have got the answer is 5, and it is correct. So here is the difference, and also there is another method that you can use here, range function, that is for, we can put here chef as it is, but for chef in the range of 0 to n, that is n is the limit of size of array, and we do not require count here. So we have to return a shelf here, and we can get answer as a correct, and we have to put here, we do not have to put here shelf, we have to put array at element at the index shelf in the library. So shelf we have to put here, and let's see the answer. So yes, we have to require 5 as answer, and the array index is starts from 0, so we have to put here plus 1, so we will get answer as a 5 now, which is correct. 7 into 3 21, and the first 5 elements sum is 25, so we got the answer.